protective are you with your Toyota Tacoma? You and I might have a problem. Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to Robmotive. Real quick, if you haven't before, go ahead and smash that subscribe button and click that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any upcoming videos. So the big question, how protective are you with your Toyota Tacoma? You know, I've been thinking about this myself, and I think I might have a problem. So let's get into it. Number one, parking. You know, I get a lot of complaints when I have people with me and we go somewhere and I have to park the Toyota Tacoma. You know, they always ask me, or at least you can tell by their body language or the look on their face, or maybe the grunting as they're walking 10 miles up to the door of wherever it is that you're going. You see, I always park way out by myself. Now, it never fails that somebody with a late model junker pulls in next to you. I don't know if they do it on purpose or not, but I never park next to anybody, even if it's early and there's nobody at that place yet, because I know they're going to get busier and sooner or later people are going to come and they're going to park next to me. So I always park way away, always in the back of the parking lot. Number two, what about passengers? You know, most of the time I drive the Toyota Tacoma by myself. If I'm going to have somebody with me, then I take one of the other vehicles, you know, the Gladiator or the Santa Cruz. There's a reason I do that, because it always drives me crazy when people get in my truck. Either the way they open the door, you know, scraping their fingernails against the paint as they reach for the handle. Maybe they open it too far. What about on a windy day, you know, where it can take the door and slam it open? Certainly you've had that happen, and you hear that little, you know, a little cracking kind of sound where you start to wonder, did they damage my door? Did they somehow hurt the paint on the hinge? What about when they're inside? You know, one of the worst times for me is when somebody wants to stop and get something or buy something to eat or drink. You know, I eat and drink inside my Toyota Tacoma, but I'm very careful to the nth degree. But others aren't so careful because they're probably not as obsessed with it as I am. You know, they open it up. That's always the worst, a can of pop. Pop it open and you hope that it doesn't spray out somewhere. What if they spill some? You know, you hit a bump and they jiggle and who knows? Coffee's the worst. You know, you buy coffee somewhere and for some reason the vendors, they always fill it all the way to the brim. Sometimes it's poking out of those little straw holes and stuff that they have on the top of the container. That worries me every time because I always think they're going to dribble it onto my seats, or it's going to come out and it's going to be in my cup holders, and now I'm going to have this sticky, sugary mess. And if you have kids, that's even worse. I was bad. I would rarely let the kids drink or eat anything in the truck because it just drove me nuts. And yeah, I've had Tacomas since I had little kids. That's a long time ago. But that's the worst, you know, from eating inside it to even getting in and out of it, putting their feet on the back of your seats or up against the plastics or even on the center console, the armrest. Drives me insane. Next up, dealerships. Dealership drivers and service. You know they're never going to treat your truck the way that you would, right? They're going to get in it. They're going to gun it too much. You're going to move your seat. I've even had some move my steering wheel. Why? Are they going on like a long distance cross-country trip? I mean, they're driving from where I left it into the shop. They don't have to be that comfortable. But even more concerning is how are they going to take care of it once they bring it in? Are they going to get too close to something? Are they going to scrape it on something? I had a Honda Civic, brand new, 3 weeks old. Some person, one of their drivers, let the door, you know, those overhead big doors, come down and gouge the hood. I had to have body work done on a vehicle that was 3 weeks old because of the dealership. What about when they pull it out to park it? There's a couple of things there. One, are they going to park it next to everybody and maybe that person's going to come and slam their door into yours when they're picking theirs up before you can get out of there? Some of them don't lock the trucks. They're sitting there in the parking lot, unlocked. That drives me nuts. There are even a few that will leave them running. They'll leave the keys inside, they'll leave the truck running, it's just sitting there. I always worry about somebody jumping in and taking off with my truck. I don't know, it's never happened, but it drives me insane. Car washes, number 5. I never go to car washes, any car washes, even those where they have folks out there washing them by hand. Because you see, I worry about them scraping against the paint with the cloth, the mitt, the sponge, whatever it is, that has little embedded granules of dirt or stones. And all they're gonna do is scratch up your truck. I don't like that. Of course, that rules out the automatic ones that beat those things against your truck. No way do I do that. I've had damage in the past. I've had a busted antenna. I've had the license plate bracket bent up, the mirrors pushed in, just crazy little things. I don't go to them, ever. Next up, number 6, driving too close, either in the rear or on the sides. You know, this is probably one of those really crazy little things that I'm overly protective on with my Toyota Tacoma. What I'm talking about, you know, maybe you're at a light, there's a turn lane beside you and somebody pulls up too close. That drives me nuts. Now I know they're not gonna hit my truck. They couldn't, they'd have to move sideways to do that. So it's not really a problem, but it still bothers me that they're that close to my truck. But what's even worse is when you're sitting somewhere, stoplight, stop sign, whatever it is, and they pull up and looking in your rearview mirror, it always looks like they're closer than they are, but it looks like they're sitting right on your bumper. And I always worry that maybe they're gonna hit the gas too soon, rear end me, crazy things. The other is the drive-through. You know, this is horrible. You ever go to a drive-through and somebody shifts into reverse? Probably because they meant to go to park, they went one notch too far, and now they're in reverse. So you're sitting there, their reverse lights are on, and you're wondering, oh man, are they gonna hit the gas, forget that they're in reverse, and go backwards right into my truck? That's happened to me several times. And I was hit at a drive-through once. Some guy in a giant old piece of car rear-ended me, barely, tapped my bumper. Of course I stopped, I get out, and this guy, he was so nonchalant about it. It's like, oh, there's no damage, it's no big deal. And I wanted to just, you know, rip his head off. But there wasn't any damage or anything, at least nothing that I could see. What are you gonna do? Well, I know what I'd like to have done, but, you know, I didn't. So anyway, those are just a few things that I think about, you know, how protective am I with the Toyota Tacoma? How protective are you with your Toyota Tacoma? Are you as obsessed as I am? I'd be curious to know. Leave a comment. Also, real quick, if you didn't in the beginning, go ahead and smash that subscribe button and click that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any upcoming videos. I do have 2 additional channels. The first, Robmotive MT, all about mini trucks. Currently the Hyundai Santa Cruz, which I really love. And Robmotive JT, all about the Jeep Gladiator, with some Jeep Wrangler content as well. Check them out, and if you're interested, please consider subscribing. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.